So Dr. Siebens has developed something called the patient care framework. This looks at four main pillars of care for quality of life: the body, the mind, activities, and environment. Dr. Siebens, can you briefly explain the four pillars and why they matter as much as medical treatment?
Certainly, and this wonderful couple here, they know the four pillars. They've navigated it. But what I found in my career, there was a real problem with information management. And there's just so much information in the medical record. Key information was missing. Can this patient walk by themselves? And there can be a lot of information, but you can't find what you need. Now I'm talking from the professional side and how healthcare is delivered. So for me, in doing consultations where I had only 45 minutes in the hospital to see a very complicated patient and figure out what the heck do we do, I came up with a very simple 4-part structure. I had to know information in these 4 areas. So the first one was, of course, the body, the medical surgical issues. My responsibility, we have to keep the patient alive. Are they medically stable? Are they ready to go to rehab? Are they stable enough to go home? So that's the medical stuff. And that involves also disease prevention, your medications, handling symptoms, pain. The second one is the neck up. What's going on in their head? Now, this is mission control of behavior. So from a medical standpoint, it's very important to know, is there some confusion, what we call delirium? Or are they inebriated, too much drinking? And next, is there starting to be cognitive change of dementia? Then you have to look at emotions. Is there undiagnosed anxiety? I would run into that. Or undiagnosed depression that could really be helped. And then, of course, as part of the mind, in this 4 pillars, we also put spirituality. What is your connection to the greater beyond, something much larger than just you? And then, of course, patient preferences. What does the patient want? What's important to them? What matters? All right, that's the second domain. Now, third, we have to talk about the human being, the patient, actually moving. And just not someone sitting there in the chair. So the third domain, your activities or your physical function, is critical to know. And there are 3 key parts of functioning. Clearly, it's very complicated, but let's keep it simple. Basic. Can you toilet yourself? Can you dress yourself, bathe yourself? That's basic. Then intermediate. It takes a little more cognitive functioning. Can you prepare a meal? Can you manage simple finances? And then there's advanced activities of daily living. Those are the things that give you meaning in your life. Can you resume playing the guitar, taking care of your grandchildren, creating things that you like, resume going to church, these kinds of things. All right, so those are 3. The 4, oops, I better be careful what I do with my fingers here. And the 4th one is what's going on around the individual, because disabilities and health problems occur at this interface of what you, as an individual, is going on with any disability or whatever, and what's going on around you. It's at that interface that disability can, in fact, come forth. So the environment is super complicated, right? Well, if you have only 45 minutes to figure this all out, it's 3 key things to look at. First, the physical environment, your shelter. Is this person living on the street? Are they in a 3-story walk-up? What's their shelter? And what's their built community around them? Is there senior transportation or whatever? Second, social. People around you, because social relationships are so important. And then the last is your financial and community resources. So that's a little bit more than you wanted to know, but it's been published, it's out there. But those 4 key things, and to treat a whole person, it's so important to know what's going on in each of those areas to prioritize what is a key problem.